filing in from the weight room. Just wanted to say thank you to everybody this year. We've got a lot of popcorn that went out. We got a lot of popcorn that's yet to come back in and stuff. I know it's kind of a little frustrating at times, but I think we're all doing really well. We're all working together really well. So I want to say thank you to everybody for helping out this year with popcorn stuff. Hopefully we'll have a fantastic year, and we can really use this popcorn stuff to kind of fuel our venture going forward for the next year, 2023. So as we get going, if you haven't heard, unit type and number in with your name so we can kind of make sure we know who's all here. We'll go ahead and get started. My name is Brent Porter. If you've been on the other Zoom calls, I've been on a couple of those as well. I'm the district popcorn chair for the Red Rock district. Helping me out tonight is going to be Angie Anderson. She is Arrowhead district director. She's going to be helping out with questions. So if you have questions throughout the presentation, go ahead and put them in the chat box. She just posted a statement in there so that we can kind of know where it's at. Just type in a question and then we'll get to it as soon as we can. If it's going to be coming up later in the presentation, she'll kind of indicate that so we can kind of keep moving with where we're at. So I encourage you to ask questions as they come up. We're kind of doing this so that way you guys can get a good idea on how to wrap up your selling season. So hopefully we'll get a lot of those questions answered. If not, we're here for a while. If we can get them hammered out now, that'd be fantastic. Wanted to just quickly go through with what we are doing tonight on the call. So going to do a quick overview. Tonight we're going to be discussing just ending the sales. Obviously, most of us know that October 20th, all sales are done. So October 20th, this Thursday, all sales are done. You may be wondering how to wrap up your family order forms. The way that we always do it here with myself and my wife, we always have the families return all the popcorn to us. They bring everything in. We ask them before they bring it back to us to reconcile their own sheet, make sure everything balances. But we're also there to help them out if they are struggling with that a little bit, but we highly encourage them to do it before they even bring stuff back. The hope is that everybody comes back, we can get everything put back in the inventory, and we're good to go, and we can send them on their way. We prefer to do that with the family there. We try not to do a bring it by, drop it off, and head out. We will do that if we need to, but we just let them know that, hey, I do have to reconcile it, so I may be getting back in touch with you. Make sure that the family order forms are reconciled before you start entering them into your unit master. Don't immediately put them right into your unit master. Make sure you match everything up first before you put it into your unit master. If you just start throwing things into your unit master and your unit master is off, then you have every single scout order form you have to go back through and double check. If you put Johnny's in first and then you put Jimmy's in and then so on down the line, you know exactly what's going in. And when everything is all said and done, you can pin it down to a lot better of a range than somebody in your pack is not balancing. Okay. As far as table sales go, table sales, I usually try and reconcile them as soon as possible after the table sale is done. So hopefully you got any table sales you've got done. You've already reconciled those already. But you want to calculate each scout's table sales. There's a column in the unit master record to do that. So we've made it a little bit easier this year, so that way you can just punch the number in. It's always been there, but we haven't really advertised that it's there, so hopefully everybody was able to use it this year. It's up to the unit how you want to handle it. Some units will take all of the sales and they just divide it evenly amongst the scouts. Some units say, well, if they were there for this hour, they're going to get credit for that hour because that's what they sold. And however your unit decides to do it, that's completely up to you guys. That's a unit decision, a committee decision, however you want to look at it. But just make sure you kind of do it across the board, evenly across the board, or the same way with every single one, just to make it fair to everybody. Once you have both of those pieces of information done, you can start closing out your unit master record. I'm going to kind of run through the rest of what we're going to go through, and then we're actually going to jump into the unit master record and take a look at it. So when you get into your unit master record, you're going to verify that all the orders and transfers on the inventory tab are complete. We'll get to that here in a second. Make sure that each scout's final sale totals are reconciled. We talked about that a little bit above. You're going to want to log into your prpopcorn.com to retrieve the online sale totals. We'll enter that here in a little bit. We need to order the council prizes. The numbers kind of switch around me. So submitting popcorn return form, we're going to want to get that popcorn return form submitted. That information can be pulled off of the unit master record. We'll show you how to get to that in a little bit. And then you just need to fill out the form and then send it to the sue.popcorn@scouting.org, which is the same email that you guys have been kind of communicating throughout this whole season. Sue.popcorn@scouting.org. We'll get your final order process, and we'll talk about how to get that off of the PR Popcorn and how to submit that in the PR Popcorn account. We'll go through the how to order council prizes. Again, that's in the prpopcorn.com on your account there. How to order the winner's circle prizes. Again, also on prpopcorn.com. Then we'll just briefly talk about final invoicing process, how that's all going to work, kind of the dates and stuff that are that go along with that, and when all that stuff is going to be due. So we're going to cover a lot of information tonight, but I'm hoping that you'll see that it's really one kind of leads into the next, and it's really not as bad as you think it is, as long as you don't wait till the last night to do it. I recommend you get started as soon as you can, get the ball rolling with things, then everything will kind of evenly flow and get you to that last milestone. So with that, we'll go ahead and pull up the unit master record, and I'll start showing you kind of where we're at and how we go about closing out some of these things. If you have not gotten the unit master record yet, you can find the unit master record by going to the Sioux Council website. Sioux Council website is siouxcouncil.org. Down the blue box down here, Popcorn Resources, just click the Information Here button. And when you scroll down, it's the bottom one here, the unit master record. This is an Excel document. If you don't have Excel or something, feel free to print it out or make it a PDF somehow. And then if you need help getting that, let me know, let your unit or your district colonel know. That way we can get a PDF form for you. Fill it out by hand, and then you can send in. I only ask if you do that, please make sure that it is very, very legible. So that way Linda doesn't have a hard time trying to figure out what the numbers are. Is that a 2 or is that a 7 or whatever the other cases are? So make sure if you do that, it's very legible. But ideally, Excel is a very good program. I think we got to get this set up a lot better than last year. Hopefully next year we'll take another step with it, and hopefully we'll get the next step going on it so we can make it even better for next year. But if you've already jumped in and taken a look at this document, this will look familiar to you. This is just your information. We got due dates. The first page here, obviously today is October 18th. Popcorn sale is going to be coming up. So we're going to fast forward our date calendar out to October 22nd. So we'll say popcorn is all done. Everything is ready to go. We're going to mark this as complete because the popcorn sales have ended. So now we have in front of us, we got the final popcorn order due, we got the return report due, and this record here, the unit master record due. You don't need to print this off and send it in. You can send the whole document yourself. That's why we have this information page at the very front. So you can start by just sending this in and getting that going. But the return report will have to be a separate document, and the final order is going to be a separate from the PR Popcorn site. So we're going to start with the unit inventory. The last presentation I talked about how to use this document. I kind of had some dates that I threw in here. So I'm just going to stick with those same ones. So I'm going to go through, I want to reconcile this document first to make sure that everything that I have ordered is on here, everything that I've transferred in is in here, and everything I've transferred out to another unit is all in here. So I've gone through and I've updated all this information. If we're let's see here. Verify that all the orders, all the transfers either in or out are all complete. Make sure they're all accurate, just as you did with all your scouts from before. Once you have this page ready to go, your totals may not reflect this yet because you need to enter in your scouts information. So on this page, you're going to go to here and you're going to enter each scout based on what you have entered in your sellers tab right here. This is where you're going to populate all this information and automatically transfers over to your first and last name. These fields, you can enter all of these in. So I go through one by one. You're going to enter in exactly how much the second scout sold in per container. All those are going to go in there. They're going to have a total amount that is due. You will also enter in all your table sales, which is what we already talked about. Your table sales go in here as well. This is where you're going to enter in the dollar amount. So if you split it, if you had 3 scouts that did 1 hour each and you decide to split it all $300, you give them each $100. You just put the dollar amount here. You don't have to worry about doing any of the inventory here. I'll show you that here in just a second. Get all of your scouts in here as far down as that stack goes. Make sure you get all your table sales in here as well. Once you have all your table sales in, and once you have all your scouts information in, your actual table sale inventory, you can enter down here, these bottom 10 lines. T1 through T10 are for table sales. This is where you're going to populate your inventory. Once you have all of your inventory put in, the initial plan was, and I think the last time I spoke with you guys, I said this is going to automatically calculate. The formula didn't get into the final revision, so you have to enter a negative number here. Very simple. All you're going to do is this number here, you're going to turn it into a negative. So 1105, I'm going to make it negative 1105. The next one, oops, 1105. There we go. And then the next one is 895. We're going to make that a negative 895. And then that way everything zeroes out on this one. Negative 1105. There we go. So each one of these should be zeroed out by the time everything's all said and done. So once you have those things entered, now we're ready to move on to the next thing. Again, verify that all the table sales are correct. Make sure that all of your units, that each one of your scouts, make sure all this information is correct. If you don't verify this right away, it's going to end up being kind of a little bit of a pain later because you're going to have to kind of wind down and go through everything individually, and make sure that everything is accurate by looking through each and every one of your order forms for your scouts. So make sure you verify everything first before you enter it in here. The last column that you're going to need to look at is going to be your online sales. So this column here is going to enter online sales. So if you are doing online sales, or if you have a scout that did online sales, you need to make sure that you go and check for their online sales. So I will show you how to do that real quick. We've set up a bogus account on Pecatonica, PR Popcorn site. So we're just going to take you to our test account here. You're just going to log in using your credentials here normally. When you get into your account, there's not going to be a lot of information here because we didn't really put a full order in for this unit, this test unit. You're going to go up to the top. You're going to go to reports. At reports, you're going to go to online invoices. When you get to online invoices, you're going to have a drop down. It's going to give you several options. You want to select the fall of 2022 and click search. This unit doesn't have any online orders there, so this is going to be populated. If you have scouts that have online orders, it's going to give you the scout's name and it's going to give you a total on what they sold. The line might have a plus sign where you got to drop down to get their total numbers, but all your information that you want can be will be here. If you want to just print it out or something, you can select the scouts, select all, and then hit generate report, and it'll give you a printout of all the scouts if you want. That's up to you, however you want to do it, whatever is easiest for you to get everything filled out for you. So that takes us through this page here. So make sure you double check your unit inventory, make sure you double check each scout before you put it in, enter their online sales, enter their total table sales, and enter the inventory for your table sales down here. And that way everything balances out. Once all of those items are entered, you go back to your unit inventory page. You now have a bottom row here that has information that we are going to be using for your return and your orders. Before we go on to that, Angie, are there any questions that we can address here real quick?
Not a question. Eric from Troop 102 said that the file would also open on Google Sheets.
Oh, good. Thank you for that, Eric. Appreciate that. Good to know. All right, so this bottom line here, where it says extra on hand, we're going to take this line and we're going to use this information for the next items that we have. So the next thing is going to be submitting your return order to the council. The return order form is found, it can be found on the council website, the same location I told you to go to before for your unit master record. You can find the return order form as well. Print that out, it's a PDF, so you can just print that out and then handwrite the information on there. Your return order is going to be extracted from this line here. Anything that you have that is a positive number here, now this is assuming that everything that you have put is accurate. All of these positive numbers are going to be your return. So if I was sending this in to the council, I would say I'm returning 1 chocolate lovers, 7 cheese lovers. I am returning the milk chocolate pretzels. I don't have any of the Cajun Crunch, so I can't return that. But I'm also returning 7 of the deluxe caramel. Okay. Now, one thing you may ask is, okay, so why is it that if I have 7, but I transferred 5, how can I return 7? Okay. So we'll address that real quick. You can return what you got from the council on your last order. So from the council, the last time I got something from the council, I got 35. So I can return 7. Okay. If I was looking over here at the yellow popping and I need to return 25 of the yellow popping, the last order I got was 20. I can only return 20. So the unit has to hang on to the other 5 and they can do those with what they want with those. Okay. So
I do have one question that we should probably address.
yes.
Pack 346 from Sioux Falls said, if you have more transfers than lines available, can we just add on the last line?
Yeah, if you have more transfers, you can double up your transfers. The main thing is going to be that you get the total quantities in there. So these numbers here, make sure that those are accurate. If you want to put a date range here instead of a specific date, make this the week of 10/5, the week of 10/13. That's fine. Just make sure that all of your numbers are encompassed here and in these lines down here. So yeah, you can. Very good question. So everything that has a positive number is going to be your return order back to the council. Okay. Everything that I have down here, nothing is going to be something that I have to kind of eat the total on. If I had 10 up here in this cheese lovers line, or if I had 5 up here in this cheese lovers line, and I want to return 7, I would only be able to return the 5 because that's what I got from the council. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. It's the same rules we've been applying for the last couple of years. So if you're used to how you understood it the last couple of years, it's the same rules that apply. So the green shaded on this specific scenario here is not going to be shaded on your document. I just shaded them for ease of seeing it. Those are going to be what you're going to put on your return form. And that return form needs to be turned in to Linda at the sue.popcorn@scouting.org. Needs to be sent into her by the 24th. So Monday of next week. So no matter where you're at in the council, she needs to have your return form. So that way she has it on hand and she knows exactly what you're going to be returning. So extra on hand is going to be the positive numbers. Now your negative numbers here are going to indicate what is going to be your final take order. Okay. So in this scenario here, I need to put on my take order, I need to put 2 kettle corn, I need to put 2 sea salt, I need to put 2 peanut butter cup, I need to put 9 popped kettle, I need to put 10 butter, I need to put 22 classic, and 11 yellow popping, okay, on my take order. This is also where you are going to order, quote unquote, order your military donations. This is where you're going to be given credit for your military donations, and your scouts are going to be given the credit for your military donations. So you're not going to be receiving any physical product for these orders, but these need to be tracked as well. So make sure that when you do your take order that you order your 9 military donations as well in this case. Okay. So all your negative numbers are going to be what's going to go on your take order. All the positive numbers are going to go on the PDF document that's going to be sent to the sue.popcorn@scouting.org. Okay. Now you may be wondering the take order. How do I submit my take order? Okay. For submitting your take order, you're going to log back into your Pecatonica account, or if you're still logged into it, just stay into it. Okay. Back on your dashboard. You have a new order button. In your new order button, computer just needs to catch up here a little bit. you're going to click your drop down and you're going to select the take order, and you're going to select what location you're picking up from. This is the same location that you picked up your original order from. Okay. If you did the show and sell order and you had to go to a location to pick it up, this is going to be the same location. If you are only doing take orders, this is going to be the location that's going to be nearest to you. If you have any questions on where that location would be, or if you're halfway between them, reach out to your district colonel, because they will let you know where your order is going to be sent. So that way you know where you got to go to pick it up. So pick your location. I'm in the Sioux Falls area, so I'll be going to the Sioux Council, this council shop. So that's where I'll select for mine. And then you're going to click the submit button. Once you hit the submit button, I've actually put together kind of a dummy order for this, so I can't do a second one. Once you hit your submit button, it'll give you a kind of a layout, like a spreadsheet that you can fill out exactly how many containers you need of everything. This is not being ordered by cases. This is ordered by containers. If I go back to my orders here, so here's this take order. I didn't actually put anything in it, but it's going to give you a layout of just like this. It's going to ask you for total containers. Okay. Make sure you're ordering by container. You do not have to order full cases. You can order one container or two containers. It doesn't matter. We want to get this exactly correct. So when you are done with these take orders, you have no inventory left in hand, except for if you were long on one of your pre-orders. Okay.
I do have one question to be addressed.
Yep.
Are the orders on the Pecatonica site what we ordered or what we received? I think our original order was reduced. This was Troop 66 and 66G.
So what's going to show up on your previous orders on here are going to be what you actually received from the council. That's going to be what's showing up. So you put in an order. If that order was reduced by the council or by Pecatonica or whatever, then it's going to actually show up what you received, and what you have in your inventory is going to be what's on this list here for your previous orders. Okay. But when you go in for your take order, you're entering only the items that you need to fill out all your final orders. Hopefully that makes sense. When you get here, make sure that down here on the very bottom line, military donations, make sure you order your military donations. This is where your scouts are going to get their credit. Order your military donations here. Okay. That's how we know, and that's how your dollars will match up when we go to verify everything. Okay. So I repeat, order your military donations here. And then when you're done, you can hit submit, and all of your final order stuff will go to the council. And once everything is accumulated from all of the units, that will be sent in to Pecatonica River for their final order. Okay. So that covers the order process. Any questions on submitting popcorn, return form, and final order process? One thing I do want to just touch base on real quick, when you submit your return form, one thing I want to make sure that everybody is aware of is that this return form has to be very accurate. Okay. Without seeing your product physically in hand, this is what the council is going to use to know what we have in our own inventory. There will be an order, one last order submitted to Pecatonica River to get everything here, and they'll finish everything. If your scout says that they are sending back 10 of something and you get the 10, make sure that you are very accurate with those counts. If you have to count 2 or 3 times, please do so. Before you submit that, make sure that that is very accurate, because that is the only documentation that Linda and the council has to use to fulfill these orders. We're going to use as much in-stock product as we can to fulfill all these orders and get them to the other sites. But we need to make sure that everything is accurate, because if you are one of the outlying units, and you say you're going to bring 10 cheese lovers, she's going to count on those 10 cheese lovers to fill another unit that's going to meet you at the same spot. So we're going to use that popcorn to make sure we have enough to fill everybody else. So make sure that you fill out that form accurately, and please double check it before you send it in. As far as returns go, here are the dates that you're going to be looking for the returns. If you are in the Sioux Falls area, you're going to be returning your popcorn on Monday the 24th. There's going to be a Sign Up Genius that's going to be sent out probably tomorrow. I've got everything ready to go. I just need to hit the send button on it. Sign Up Genius will be sent out for you guys to return your popcorn on the 24th. Yes, please do still fill out the form and send that in. So that way Linda has an email of it. If for some reason you do not have any returns at all and everything is zero, that you sold everything, just send Linda an email at Sioux.popcorn and have her, just let her know that I have zero returns, and then you're good to go. Okay. So Sioux Falls area, you're returning your popcorn on October 24th. Then you're going to head out on November 10th. You're going to be coming back to pick up all of your final order. We're going to be using the Sioux Falls area popcorn to fill all the remote sites that we need to fill, but you will be coming back on November 10th to fill your final orders.
I have one question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, Brent.
Oh, you're good.
Should we put our final orders on our master unit record under additional order, or our inventory extra on hand is zero, or so our inventory extra on hand is zero? This is Tiffany, Pack 28, Troop 28.
So when you have a negative on that unit master record, that is saying that you already have that accounted at a scout for a scout. Let me jump back here to this document real quick and we'll kind of walk through it. So because you need to order 2 of these kettle corn, over here you're saying that the kettle corn, so this column here, you've already got all of those accounted for here. So you do not need to fill out anything more other than what your scout has already here. If you fill out something more, it's going to cause all the numbers to go haywire on you. So do not put anything more in there. These numbers are going to account for that. And you want to make sure that they're in here, because later on when we talk about prizes, it's taking this grand total and it's calculating your prizes. And you want to make sure your scout is getting credit for these that they have sold. They may not have delivered them yet, but they did sell them. So make sure you're entering those here and not as a separate inventory or anything like that. If you want to fill out for your own records to make sure everything balances, you certainly can. Just put it down at the bottom additional. You can, but you don't have to. Hopefully that answers your question. So Sioux Falls area, October 24th for drop off. You'll come back on November 10th to pick up all your final order. Okay. If you're not in the Sioux Falls area, okay, any other location, you will be bringing all your extra popcorn, all your extra surplus to your location on November 10th or the week of November 10th. You'll be getting a date coming. That week of is when we're going to be sending trucks out to do all this. You will drop off your extra and you will pick up your final order all at the same time. So you'll be hearing from somebody for your location, and that's how all the sites are going to do it. Is you're going to bring in all your extra, you'll drop that off, then you'll get all your last take order, and you'll take that with you. If you only do take orders, you're just going to come, you're going to pick up your take order stuff, and you're going to head out. So that's going to be the week of November 10th. We'll be getting more accurate dates once we have all the final numbers and everything in. We just don't know exactly how large of orders we're going to need, things like that, how many trucks we're going to need to send out, and what days we need to go out to make sure we clear out as much inventory as we can. Things to keep in mind for returns: if you're returning popcorn, everything must be in a resellable condition. So this means that no dented tins, no melted popcorn, no melted chocolate, things like that. Make sure you're returning them in the same box that you got them. If you do not have that box, try and get your hands on one from one of the parents or something, just because when it comes back, if we have a product that's in a wrong box and it gets sent back to Pecatonica that way, it's going to throw numbers off. So we need to make sure everything comes back in the same boxes. And don't tape the boxes if it's a partial box. If you open the box, that's fine. Don't tape it back shut. because we're just going to take a quick peek and make sure everything is actually in there that's supposed to be in there. And if you only have 3 in one box, that's fine. Don't tape it shut so we can get an accurate count of what's in there. If you tape it shut, we're just going to rip the tape back off, and it's just going to take more time in the check-in process. If you are bringing back the chocolate lovers, the cheese lovers, or the trios, those need to be in the cardboard boxes. That's what they consider to be a resellable condition, is in the boxes. So make sure that if you do not have one of those boxes before you return all your product, make sure you bring those boxes with you so you can get them put back in those. Any questions on anything up to this point?
Did you want to mention if the unit has no returns? If you've already done so, I apologize.
No, that's right. If you don't have any returns, just send an email to the sue.popcorn@scouting.org. Send an email there just saying your name, the unit that you're with, and that you have no returns. And then that way she can mark you down as zeros on everything and move on to the next unit. That way she's not trying to hunt down where your returns are at and then has to give you a call and you say, well, I didn't have any. Oh, okay, well, good to know. So any other questions at all, Angie?
Nope, not right now.
Alrighty. So we'll move on to ordering the council prizes. So working our way through our unit master record, your prize summary. When you get here, you're going to have a bunch of green bars like this. Anything that has a green bar is an eligible prize for your scout. Everything is filled out on the unit master record tab. All of their stuff that they've sold. Everything transfers over to here, your total dollars sold. You'll have a green bar telling you what they're eligible for. Okay. If you have a scout that, such as here, where they don't want the $2,000 level prize, but they really want a couple of those fishing poles, that's fine. They can order 3 fishing poles. That's not a problem. If they only want 2 of them, order 2 of those, and then they can get something else over here. Okay. It's completely up to your scout, whatever they want to do. So they can order any combination. It's not like they have to pick just one prize. Part of the reason why we did it this way this year is because we ran into some issues where you had a scout that wanted something like this, and they sent it in. They said, okay, this is what they want. Well, you have several $100s left to work with. So we wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that anything that has a green highlight, they're eligible to pick from. So if you have a scout that only gives you something like this, they only want the Lego thing from 1,000 prize, let them know you can pick something else. If you want a couple of them, you can pick a couple of them. That's fine. However the scout wants to do it, they have their total sales to work with. On this one, for instance, if they select the Amazon gift card, they'll be able to pick that Amazon gift card as well as one of the other prizes. If they decide they want 2 Amazon gift cards, well, they've used too much of their allowance and it turns red on you. So make sure that you're watching for that as you go through. If you notice on this one as well, you also have this far right column, which is a bonus prize. If they sell over $850, they get the bonus prize, as well as the other option prizes there. So they can pick one of these 3 prizes. So make sure that you ask your scout which one they want. If they want the hammock, if they want the Kuba GT car, or if they want the Lego set. Make sure they pick one of those 3 and enter that there as well. Okay. We'll get to this last column once everything is all said and done. We'll get to that for the winner circle prize. This column here was a super bonus, as well as your level 1 stuff, which is all your pins and your patches and everything. These all are automatically calculated for you, so you don't have to calculate them, but you will need to order them. So we'll run through how to get all these prizes ordered. With this document, if you go to the very bottom, you'll have a list of everything that is there. So it totals everything up for you on the very bottom. So that way, when you go to order all your stuff, all your prizes from the PR Popcorn site, you can literally go right down this line and order everything that you see here. Okay. So to order your council prizes, you're still going to go to your PR Popcorn website. So when you're at your PR Popcorn website, you're going to go to the dashboard. If you scroll down, you will say, it says click here to place your prize order. This is for your council prizes. This will send you to an alternate site. It is not within the PR Popcorn site, but it sends you to an alternate site. And there you will enter in your information that you're going to order. You should have some of this information already filled out. Fill out whatever is not filled out yet. So in this case, I'm in Red Rock District. You're going to enter your total sales. So if we sold $1,000 in sales, I would enter that there. It's going to pull in, if you entered how many selling scouts you have, it's going to enter that. Otherwise, you will need to enter that for it. So your district, unit type, and unit number should be there already. Total sales needs to be entered. Scout selling should be entered. And then you can click continue. This is where you're going to be ordering all of your patches, your pins, and all of your prizes. So you can go right down the line here and you're going to order everything that you need. Okay. If you have something where, like for instance, I only had 10 scouts selling, but I'm selling all 14 patches, it's going to give you a confirmation like this. It's going to say, hey, this doesn't match up with what we said you should have. So you'll need to acknowledge that. So if you get this, make sure you either acknowledge it for some reason. When you send these in, these are going to be verified by Linda at the council office. So don't try and put double patches or something like that, or just give everybody a pin or something like that. They're going to be validated. So if it's giving you this, you should probably cancel and then go back and re-enter your number. So that way it's a better amount. So then you're going to go through all of your other stuff with exactly what you need. Okay. Go through each one of the items. If you do not need it, just click the 0 and then move on to the next item. Okay. All the way through. Again, make sure you order your patches, your seller pins, and all of that information is found on the unit master record in all of these columns here. Okay.
Brent, I have one question.
Yep.
One question is if they opt out of prizes, are we still able to get patches and pins and the winner circle prizes?
So patches and pins, yes, that's correct, Angie, right? Patches and pins are correct.
Yep.
Winner circle prize, yes. All of those are still eligible. So if you opted out of prizes, still go into this, but you're only going to be entering just the patches and just the pins.
And then I have another question. Is it too late to opt out of prizes? Our troop only voted on that a couple of weeks ago.
Our deadline was set for the beginning of selling. If you email that to the sue.popcorn@scouting.org, they will have the final say if you can or cannot. So send that information to Linda and ask. But my quick answer would be no, it is too late to opt out at this point.
One more question. Can you still get the $150 bonus if you opt out of prizes?
That bonus, Angie, do you know for sure on that one? I might have to double check on that one.
Yeah, I think we'll have to double check.
I do believe the 850 bonus and then the super bonus of the 1850, those we will have to double check to see if you're still eligible if you opt out of prizes.
One more question. Sorry.
Yep. No, you're good.
This is from Pack 10, I believe. My unit had some military donations from the online orders. Do these online military donations count for earning the military pin? The amount on the online is $10 and the amount on the take order form is $50. So that's where I think some of the confusion is.
And I believe that the pin that is being awarded here is at the $50 level. So if they had $50 worth of online, then I would be okay with them getting it. But it's going to have to be noted in order for that to automatically calculate here. So when you submit everything, I would suggest to send an email to the sue.popcorn email, letting Linda know the situation, because it may not automatically calculate here. And if your numbers have a discrepancy, that will give her the explanation that she would need to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and override this total and say the military donation pin can go to that scout. So you're going to have to send an accompanying email on that one to make sure that it doesn't get adjusted because it's not on this document here. Any other questions at all?
That was the last one for now. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
I can ask. Hi, this is Laura from Troop 359. I'm on my phone, so I can't text.
Sure.
So I have two siblings that have sold basically all their popcorn together as a pair, and they'd like to pool their sales basically under one seller essentially to get the largest prize. But is there a way to order, say, patch and pin for both of them separately? And how would that be marked in the form?
Everything that it has, all the information we've been sending out has stated that they're not allowed to pool dollars together to get the largest prize. The prize form and everything like that, at the bottom of that prize form, it says that scouts are not allowed to, or like families are not allowed to pool everything together. So they'll have to basically, they'll need to split everything, and then they'll each get their own patch or their own prize then at that point.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And if you have any other questions on that, and we can certainly we can talk. If you want to send me something, we can discuss it or whatever. But that's the on the prize form and everything at the very bottom. That's something that was noted on there, that we can't pool dollars together. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Keep in mind that on this order on the site that you are ordering for your entire unit. So do not go through and order one patch and this thing for Johnny and then think you're going to go to the next page and order for Jimmy. You're ordering for your entire unit. One order. Everything that's going to go here, once you hit the submit button at the bottom, is going to go in, and it's all going to go in. I don't know if it'd be one package or whatever, but it's going to come to you. So at the very bottom of this, you're going to enter in your information as well as your address. So that way they can send everything to you, and then you will then divvy everything up and get it to the appropriate scout that got that patch or this pin or this prize or whatever the case is. So they're going to send all this stuff to you, which is why you need to fill out all this information here. So make sure that you're sending the shipment to a location that you can receive a package at. Do not put a P.O. box on here. They will not send to a P.O. box. You have to put a physical address. Again, make sure that you order all your patches. So these first ones up here, make sure you order all your patches and your pins. The 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, that is that $850 level prize, and the 0.9, that is the super bonus. So make sure you order all of those that you need for your entire unit. All right, so that is how to order all the council prizes. Once you're done with everything, you're going to submit your order down here. I'm not going to worry about doing it here because this is a test unit, so we're not going to worry about that. But once everything's all said and done, submit your order here. If there's any other prompts, just follow those until everything is submitted. You're probably going to get a confirmation number, maybe be sent over to your email. Make sure you're on that confirmation number, so that way if you do not receive something, that you have a way to get back to us and let us know, so we can get back to Keller for their prizes and figure out where those prizes are at. Once your invoice has been paid, which we'll talk about that here in a minute, once your invoice has been paid, these prizes should be shipping about a week or two after. So it's all going to be geared on when you pay your invoice. Once that invoice is paid, a week or two after, you'll be should be receiving these prizes in UPS or FedEx, whoever they use for it. So once you get all of your council prizes ordered, Then you have to go in and you have to do your winner's circle prizes. This is a Pecatonica River winner's circle prize. If your unit opted out of prizes, this is still a valid prize for them. So you can still pick this for them. Your winner's circle prizes are going to be denoted by this far right column, the BD column here. It's going to say yes in that column if that scout earned the winner's circle prize. So only one scout in this unit earned that winner's circle prize. If you go to the PR winner's circle order tab, this is going to be all of the information that you need to get your prize, the winner's circle prize, to that scout. It is key that you have an email for the scout's parent here and the scout's name, so that way they have a way to communicate with that parent with any tracking information or anything like that if they need to. This tab is locked, so do not try and enter it here. If you need to enter the scout's parent email, you're going to go back to your sellers tab and you're going to enter the email here. So enter everything here, and then it'll automatically carry over to your winner's circle order tab. To get the winner's circle tab, to get the winner's circle prizes ordered, you're going to need to go back to your PR Popcorn site. And I just lost where that page went. Whoops. One second, something's blocking me from being able to close out of this window. So there we go. All right. So once you get back to your PR Popcorn site, back into your dashboard, across the top, you have Winner's Circle. Winner's Circle, when you click on that, you're going to select the scout's name. You're going to go in and you're going to pick the name of the scout that earned the Winner's Circle prize. Okay. If in this case, second scout is the one that earned that prize, I'm going to click on submit. Select the selling season, select the amount that they sold. If they sold $3,500, you do not need to put cents in, just the dollars. And please make sure that you put exact dollars. If it was $35.05, put that in there. You're going to go down here, you're going to pick the prize that they're going to select. So we'll say the Amazon $200 gift card. You need to submit a picture or a PDF of the order forms. This is for the Pecatonica River to be able to validate and verify the sales. They need this copy. This is not the council that needs this. This is Pecatonica River. So either take a clear picture of the order form, as many order forms as they need, take a clear picture of it, and then post them here by choosing the file off of your desktop or wherever you decide to save it on your computer. They give you 3 spots here. If you have more than 3 sheets, put 2 order forms in the same one or make it a multi-page PDF, however you need to do it, just to make so you have 3 options you can put here. Go ahead and fill out as many as you need here to use for the pictures. You need to have a picture or a PDF for each scout. Okay.
There's a question.
Yep.
Just a clarification. It's the scouts order forms that need to be put on here.
Yes, that specific scout's order form. So if this is Johnny that earned this, I want Johnny's order forms here. Only Johnny's order forms.
Okay, and then there was another question. Can they upload the master record as documentation?
They want to see the actual order form. The master record does not work in this case.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. You're going to enter the zip code and the pickup name and the pickup email. It automatically populates your email in here that you are as the person. Go ahead and you can remove that if you're not going to be the person that's picking up the prize for them, and then enter in whatever the parent email is, and then whoever's going to be picking it up, and then enter the zip code in which they're going to be picking it up at. The reason why they need this information is some of these places, they go to Best Buy and they order these prizes from Best Buy and they say, okay, Best Buy in Sioux Falls is the closest one to you. Go to Best Buy and pick up your prize, whatever you chose for your prize. So make sure you enter in all the required information, everything that has the red asterisk. Make sure you enter all of that and click submit. If you have more than one scout, you're going to have to do this process here for each scout. So if you have a scout that did the $3,500, make sure that you get a copy of their sheets. They should be giving them to you anyways. Make sure that you get that copy from them and get all those submitted in so that way Pecatonica River has the information that they need.
We have another question. Julie from Pack 24 asks, how would the store sales account towards this?
So because of the store sales, if you write on there like a storefront, if you write down at the bottom in one of the lines, you just fill it out as storefront sales, and you can put like a total dollar amount in there. So that way that dollar amount is accounted for. I'll verify with Linda to make sure that I believe that's how they've done it in years past. I'll verify that and we'll send that out as information. Here probably, I'm guessing probably tomorrow we'll get an email out answering a couple of these last minute questions. Any other questions?
That's all for now.
Okay. All right. So we've kind of gone through the end of sales, October 20th, all your pickup, everything you need to pick up is depending on where you're at, it's gonna be either probably around the November 10th timeframe. Everything that you need to submit is going to be the unit master record, submit on the 24th. The final popcorn order also on the 24th. And everybody needs to submit your return report on the 24th as well. Once everything has been submitted, then we wanted to touch base on how the final invoicing process is going to work. Invoices will be emailed once the final order has been submitted to Pecatonica River by the council. So here in the coming weeks, you'll be seeing a final or your show and sell invoice come in. Show and sell or your pre-order payment is due November 10th. That's this date right down here. So that is your pre-order payment or your show and sell payment is due then. They'll send you an invoice for that. The invoice that you get will be for your sales, deducting your 30% commission, assuming you did not take your prize opt-out. If you did take prize opt-out, it'll be for your sales deducting your 33% commission, okay? Example is, if your unit sold $1,000 in popcorn, your commission is 30%, you will receive an invoice from the council for $700. You'll need to submit that payment, whether it's a check or if you do a card or however you do it, submit that payment for that invoice. And then the remaining $300 will sit in your account and you guys use that as you wish. That is your commission. Once your take order is all submitted and everything, and all of that has been processed through, that final popcorn payment and anything else that has not been paid yet is going to be due on December 2nd. Okay. So there are two due dates here. Your take order, for those of you that had take orders, that is due on November 10th to the council. If you had additional popcorn that was submitted through the take order, that is due on December 2nd. So your wagon sale is November 10th. Final order is December 2nd. All payments and everything should be into the council no later than December 2nd. If for some reason it did not get in the mail in time or something like that, please give us a call and let us know, or send an email to the sioux.popcorn@scouting.org. Let us know. That will eliminate several phone calls that will need to be had to collect these invoices. We do not want these invoices out there any longer than they have to be. So December 2nd, we want to have everything cleared up. Okay. So make sure you get it sent in by the 2nd of December. Everything needs to be submitted as far as invoices go by the 2nd of December. Your pre-order stuff is November 10th. Okay. If your invoice is not cleared up, again, prizes will be held until these invoices are cleared up. So if your invoice is not cleared up by then we'll start making phone calls. I hate doing it, but I did 4 years in collections, so I have no problem making phone calls on these. But I would much prefer that everybody just get everything turned in and we can get it all taken care of that way. So please, December 2nd, have everything cleared up so that way we can put the signing off the books and everything and close everything out, and we can move on to popcorn and get into the next year and start using some of the fundraising money that we have. So if you do not get the email, there is a place you can go to on the PR Popcorn site to view your invoice. When you get to your PR Popcorn site, again in your dashboard, if you go up to reports, nope, I was just in there. Where in the heck? Maybe it's sales season. There it is. Go up to sales season, fall of 2022. You have an invoice button right here, and it'll be your invoice. So currently, as this unit sits, we only did a take order, which was everything was 0. So my total balance right now is 0. You can see the commission is 30%. But total balance right now is 0. There's my commission stated right there on my invoice. Tell you what I can do is, let me do this. Let me go back here. So this is a unit that I'm a colonel for. So you can see this one here is my invoice as it sits right now, because we only did take order. So we ordered about 7,000 in popcorn. 4,900 is all we have. So if you go in and look at this and all you have is a take order, and you actually did so-and-so, and you actually did a take order for your final order, and it's not in here yet, this is just my show and sell invoice. This is not my final invoice. So I'll need to get something else. If you have I'll go into my fall of 2021. You can see I've got multiple columns of everything where I return things to the council. They sent things back to me, so my grand total is in here. This is all of that. So if you don't have the multiple columns, it's not your final invoice. But you can go in and look at it if you missed the email that comes out from the council. Is there any other questions on anything that we have discussed?
There are no questions currently in the chat.
Okay.
Sorry, another one just popped up.
Sure.
Where do we enter general donations?
General donations for like military donations? Oops.
That would be my guess.
So
This is Julie.
if somebody said, hey, here's the military donations, you're going to want to enter that in. So the $50 military donations, what we've done in the past is we'll accumulate those to increments of 50, and then we'll put those in. Honestly, for us, what we've done with those is if you have a scout that is $50 or $40 away from the next prize level, we'll try and put it on something like that, possibly, if they helped out with the table sales. Otherwise, you can put it in and just do a military donation at like a table sale, and then it'll just go to your total unit that way.
I've had experience with this. Sometimes if they're doing table sales, or if people don't want to purchase popcorn, they'll say, well, here's $10 donation. It's not specifically for anything. So I'm thinking this may be what the question is. Someone just gave, here's $10 for scouting. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're probably asking, is donations like that.
Angie, what is the council's take on that? I mean, if they want to do just a general $10 donation for the scouting, I mean, what's the,
They can do it in multiple ways. I mean, I would suggest just doing what you guys suggested and tacking it on to military sales, but they can do a Friends of Scouting donation. They can do it as a donation to their unit, but generally I would put it towards military sales.
and the thing is that if you had somebody that specifically donated for the military donation, you can't take that and pocket it towards the unit. That needs to go to the military donation. If they just said, I don't want popcorn, but here's a donation for you, then that's kind of the discretion of the unit. I would take it. Would you agree with that, Angie?
Yes, absolutely.
Up to the discretion of the unit.
Yep.
Just keep in mind that the reason why you were there in the first place at the table sale or going door to door or whatever the case is was for popcorn sales. So I would just keep that in mind and split it with that however you deem fit. But that'd be my take on it.
We have another question. Do we send the popcorn payments just to Sioux Council address?
It's gonna go. Is there an attention to anybody specific, Angie, that we want those sent to?
Attention, Linda.
Go attention, Linda. Okay, so send it to the Sioux Council address and then attention, Linda. Do we need to put the word popcorn on there at all?
No.
Okay. So yep, just make sure that you send it. Yeah, just make sure if you're able to do a credit card or something, a form of payment like that, maybe that might be just so it doesn't get lost in the mail or anything like that. But I know that some accounts you just use checks or whatever, so that's fine too. But just make sure you send it accordingly. So I just threw this up there in case anybody had any questions on dates coming up. We've got, obviously we're sitting right here. One key date here is the end of popcorn transfers is tomorrow. We're right here on October 18th. End of popcorn transfers is tomorrow. So if you have any transfers that you need to do yet, make sure you get those wrapped up yet today or tomorrow and get all of those popcorn transfer sheets sent in to Linda at the sioux.popcorn@scouting.org.
Can you go over one more time, Brent, what a unit can return again?
Yes. So as far as quantities, you mean?
Correct. And
Or-
yes, the whole what product can they return to the council?
Okay. So if you have I'm just going to go back into the unit master record. For those of you that don't have any other questions and that you're comfortable with where everything is at and you don't have any questions at this moment, I have nothing more for the presentation here. So if you don't have any questions, you are free to log off. I appreciate everybody's help in popcorn selling this year. Hopefully we'll be able to fuel some adventures out in our council and in our districts and in our units. I know that there's been a lot of selling going on. The Facebook page has been working really well. Thank you everybody for participating in the Facebook page that has. I think it's been a very positive impact this year for us. So hopefully next year we'll have that back also. But if you do have questions, feel free to hang out and we'll try and answer all the questions that we possibly can. So what you can return. Inter-unit transfers do not count for what you're able to return back to the council, okay? Additional orders that you get directly, that you had to email Linda and say, can I come pick this up from the council? Those additional orders are what counts towards your eligibility to return, okay? In this example here, deluxe caramel with pecans, I originally ordered 100. I can return up to 100 of those, okay? Classic caramel, I originally ordered 130. I submitted an additional order of 20 back to the from the council. I can only return 20 because of this order right here. Okay, this line right here. This line means nothing in the return aspect of things because that was a transfer. This is the line, or these lines right here are the ones that are going to make the difference. Okay, any order that I got from the council is what I'm able to return. So this is the way I try to explain it, explain it to everybody, and I hope this makes sense. You are able to return up to what your last order from the council was for each individual item. Whatever my last individual item was, I'm able to return that quantity from the council. Okay. So going across, 15 cheese lovers I can return, or sorry, 35 cheese lovers, 15 chocolate, 50 trios, 40 microwave kettle, all the way across till I get to here. 100 caramel with pecans, 20 classic, and 20 popping, because this is the order that I got from the council. That is why the inter-unit transfers are such a good thing, is because that does not count. Oh, that does not take away from what you're eligible to return to the council. So these numbers all down here do not affect that number. Now, as far as actual product wise, anything, it can be returned as long as it's in selling condition. No dents, not melted. If it needs to be in a box of some kind, whether it's the individual tins or the trio, the the 4, and the 5s in a box, not dented, in resellable condition is the key. So that's what you can return to the council. That what you're looking for, Angie?
Yes.
Perfect.
A question from Liz Castillo. We only did take orders. Can you just review the steps that I need to complete?
Okay, so take orders. Take orders, you're going to want to fill out what your scouts ordered here in this page, okay? Your unit inventory is going to be all zeros. All of these are going to be zeros for you, okay? Your unit inventory, your unit master record, you can still fill out all the seller information. I recommend you do that. Unit master record, fill in it here, okay? You didn't do any table sales, so don't worry about the bottom here. All of these are going to tabulate down. And if they had any online orders, still include those. You are going to use this, is going to be all negatives for you because your original order was 0. All of these are going to be negatives. And this bottom row for extra on hand is going to be what you're going to order off the Pecatonica site. So this unit master record to be filled out, fill out this prize summary. It'll automatically fill out your winner circle. And then you'll want to go on to the PR Popcorn site. Let me jump over to that real quick. So over to the PR Popcorn site, you're going to log in. Let me go back to my test account. You are going to submit, using the new order button, you're going to submit your final order, which is all of that extra on hand, all the negatives that appear on the bottom line is going to be your order, okay? You're going to submit that order. You're going to submit the unit master record, that Excel document itself. And you're going to do your prizes here. Those items are the ones that need to be done. You have no return to submit, so you don't do that. You have no nothing to drop off or anything like that. So those are the items that you will need to do. If that doesn't make sense, let me know, and we can maybe kind of explain a little bit on a side conversation. If I need to call you or something, we can kind of go walk and talk our way through it if we need to. So
She said thank you.
Yep.
A question from Allison Larson. I missed before sales started, but why did we switch to NASCAR, and why is there why is there option for scholarship instead of NASCAR? Why is there no option for a scholarship instead of the trip? So
scholarship, actually scholarship was something that when even back to Trails End was going away, PR Popcorn did step up to the plate the last couple years and kind of grandfathered it in for a little bit. There is no scholarship this year. It is something that has been kind of trickling away for the last couple of years. And we have been kind of trying to let people know that it is going to be going away. Actually, I thought it was going to go away last year, and PR Popcorn stepped up and did it again at a certain percentage, which is better than I think what even Trails End was offering us. So they stepped up and did it then. So they got rid of the scholarship, but the NASCAR trip instead of the Disney trip, I think that just kind of stems from they wanted something a little bit different, maybe something that would apply to scouts. Not sure if they had feedback that said that the Disney trip was not that it wasn't appealing to a lot of scouts, but I think they're just trying something different, NASCAR trip instead. So that all kind of weighed into it, but they still wanted to offer a trip of some kind, and they decided to try a NASCAR trip this year. So we'll see what next year brings, and it kind of matches up with our theme of Fuel Your Adventure. To be kind of a NASCAR type of theme. So that all kind of weighed into it.
Sorry, this is Allison. I don't mean the scholarship individually. I mean the scholarship instead of NASCAR. So like you could win the Disney trip or an $8,000 scholarship. So that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Not the schooling scholarship. You mean the in place of the NASCAR.
Correct.
I know that they were discussing that as an option. I don't know if they came with a final.
So they did. We just got word because the council is not going to do scholarships and hold that money. It is technically against the law to be able to just give money to someone from a fundraiser like this. So we legally are not able to do that anymore. And because the council and all the other popcorn organizations have decided that they could no longer do scholarships, we just basically went along with what other popcorn companies were doing, and then legally we can't just give money away without it being in a scholarship.
Thanks for clarifying that. I also appreciate it. Any other questions at all?
There's nothing else on the
Well,
chat.
will we be having a after? I am very upset, and so is my scout troop, but will we be having something to discuss feedback at some point?
So go ahead.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with having some kind of a feedback or something. I guess I would say we don't necessarily have to have a set feedback meeting to do it. I'm more than willing to listen to anything and on any kind of feedback that we have, whether it's in a formal meeting setting or if we just talk over the phone and figure out what's best for going forward. So I'm perfectly fine with having some kind of a feedback.
Feel free to give me a call anytime.
Okay. You have my email there. Can you send me your information, and I will go ahead and give you a holler, and we'll discuss. Or if you want to throw your concerns in the email, then I can go ahead and get back to you with the answers and everything that we need.
I don't know that I have your email. What is that?
Porter B84 at hotmail.com.
Sorry, Porter.
I'll put it up here on the screen real quick. I've got it right here.
Okay.
Yeah, this one right here. Porter B84 at hotmail.com.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then just throw in there what kind of time works the best for you, and then I can try and accommodate that. Is there any other questions at all that anybody might have?
There's nothing in the chat box.
I'll keep this slide up if you have any questions from for your district popcorn chair. Their information is up here, so you can reach out to them if you need to. Otherwise, my information is the top one, the Red Rock District. Feel free to reach out to me as well.